How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man All Day, listening to movie reviews. This week I'm reviewing The Fifth Quarter, and what this movie is about, it starts off with the Body family, and the mother of the youngest son, Luke, is taking him to school, and they tell each other they love each other, and Luke goes into school. Well, Luke was supposed to get a ride from, I'm guessing, his girlfriend back home, but she had a test she had to take, so Luke didn't wind up getting a ride with her, and he wanted to call his parents. Well, his friends nagged him and told him, started making fun of him for calling his mom to come pick him up, so rides with his friends. And this kid that's driving is trying to show off, and he's speeding real fast, and he takes him to this steep hill, and they try to ramp the hill, and they wind up crashing. Well, in the crash, Luke gets real bad hurt, and he's airlifted to the Georgia State Hospital, and his family gets a phone call saying that Luke's been in a wreck, and they go to the hospital, and they call Luke's two older brothers. I can't remember his oldest brother's name, but they call John, who is starting linebacker for the 2006 Wake Forest college team, and he comes in, and they family gets together and try to figure out their options and what they're going to do. And they have to wait 24 hours to see if he'll wake up and see if he won't be brain dead. But the 24 hours comes up, and he hadn't had blood to his brain in a while. And the doctor tells him by Georgia state law that they can turn off his machine, and then John and the father tell him that they're not turning this machine off without their consent. And then after this, Luke's father tells the doctor that everybody who came to see Luke is going to get to say goodbye to Luke while he's still alive. So that happens, and while this is happening, there's this nurse for a donor company, and she talks to the Body family and tells them that she would like for him to be a donor. And since Luke checked the donor box whenever he got his permit, he said this is what he wanted to do. And his mom tells the rest of the family that, so they decide to let him be a donor. And they take him into surgery before he dies, and gets his heart and some more organs, and they find matches. And there's this woman in the beginning of the movie. At first, you really don't know who this woman is. She's with her daughter in the park, but when we find out later on in the movie that she winds up getting Luke's heart. And I'll touch on that at the end of this, because it talks more about that at the end of the movie. Well, what happens is John and the rest of the Body family is taking this hit real hard, and every time I watch this movie I get emotional, and I don't know why. It's just this movie, I get emotional when I watch it, and it's a very sad movie. So John goes back to Wake Forest, and he's not wanting to practice no more, and he's thinking about quitting football. And he talks to his coach, and his coach wants to start practicing again. And then John talks to the wide receiver coach that had a similar predicament. His first wife got real bad sick and wound up dying, and he's trying to comfort John and tell him that everything will be alright. And throughout the whole season, they win the first 5 games, and they wind up losing to Clemson. And they lose to Clemson and one more team, and every fourth quarter at the first game, John holds up his hand like this to signifying the fifth quarter. That's the name of the movie. And they did this the whole 2006 season, and it became this big thing, this team's call to action sort of deal. Every fourth quarter, everybody will hold up to number 5 in honor of Luke, because his jersey was number 5. And John is, throughout the movie, struggling with his brother's death, and he goes and gets trained by this physical trainer, and he gets back in shape and gets back to getting the football, and they wind up going to the ACC championships, and they wind up winning. Well, what's happening with John's mother, she's taking it real hard, and she's struggling with this. She's drinking wine, and it hits her. Her and John, it hits pretty hard, and the father, but the father kind of holds it in and is not letting it out, so to speak. And John comes home one night, and because his sister, I guess, has autism, and she calls John saying she misses him, and she wants to see him. So John gets on a flight and comes back home, and when he gets there, his sister's asleep. So he goes in the room with his mama, and his mama's, you can tell she's been drinking and she's having a rough night. And John tells his mother that he's done lost Luke, he can't lose her too. So he tucks her in the bed, and he holds his mother until she falls asleep, comforting her. And it just shows how a family coped with their youngest son dying and their little brother dying, and it just shows their growth in this entire movie of how they overcame that and how they fought with that. And I'm guessing the reason I get so emotional with this movie is because I am such a family-oriented guy. I love my family with all my heart. I'm big time on my family. I'm guessing that's why I get emotional when I watch this movie. But I just love this movie. It's a real good movie. Y'all tell me what y'all liked about this movie if y'all have ever watched The Fifth Quarter. As always, this is Preacher Man. I'll be signing out, guys. Greetings, y'all.